like if it abruptly and it gets interrupted or what have you, or if there's a bad connection because of the area I'm in. But I thought I'd come on here and talk about something that I'm sure the whole sporting world, if not the whole NFL community, fans and a lot, are talking about. And that is yesterday's AFC Championship game. Now, of course, both conference championship games were yesterday. And I could say without a doubt that even if there was some chicanery, shenanigans, what have you, chicanery, what have you, in the NFC game, in the NFC Championship game, pretty much, I think we can all agree that even if there was any kind of shenanigans, if you will, that was pretty much a legit beatdown by Philadelphia on Minnesota. We can pretty much agree with that even if there was shenanigans, even if there was chicanery, what have you, that was more of a legit beatdown than you can imagine. And I know some Minnesota fans may say, well, there was this, there was that. And some legit football fans that will watch the entire football season, even all the way to the end with the Super Bowl, will say, well, there was this, there was that. And that's perfectly fine. You could say that all you want. And like I said, there might have been some issues to where instead of being a blowout, it could have been a lot closer. However, that pales in comparison to the AFC Championship. Now, I'm not going to come out here and say that Tom Brady isn't one of the greatest, if not one of the best quarterbacks of all time. He's pretty much proven that. Controversy or not, he has proven that he's one of the best. However, injured hand or not, I think even Tom Brady should have enough integrity to admit that something was up last night or yesterday. You see, even though I was in church and I went to my sister's and visited my nephew with my mom because apparently he was at home, or his parents were at Black Oak Casino and his sister was visiting her friends, you know, I kept score, kept attention to what the game was. And it looked like Jacksonville had everything well in hand. Even when I watched the rest of the game at home and even online here on my phone, it looked like Jacksonville had everything in hand. Hold on for a second. But like I said, it looked like Jacksonville had everything well in hand. Now, I know there's going to be a lot of Patriots fans and a lot of hardcore football fans that'll pretty much come out and say, well, what happened in the second half and mostly the fourth quarter, everybody should have expected because that's the Patriots. It's like they allow the opponent to build up steam and then they pretty much take it away from them because they know how to basically pick up the slack. They know how to kick it into another gear. And again, that might be true. That might be true. I mean, a lot of teams are like that. No matter what sport they're in, they know how to kick it into another gear. All the greats, no matter what sport they're in, or the upcoming future Hall of Famers and legends, they know what to do. They know how to kick it into another gear. They know how to get that second wind when needed to accomplish their goal, to achieve their goal. There's no doubt about that. However, like I said, even Tom Brady would have to admit something was up last night or yesterday, because there were several calls that should have been made of holding, pass interference, and a few others that never were made against the Patriots, especially in the fourth quarter. And what's funny is when you look at the statistics, the stats, if you will, pretty much Jacksonville, even though they were dominating, was fouled more than the Patriots. But that's not the only telling story either. It's not the only telling story, folks. Oh no. See, something else caught the eye of a lot of people on Twitter and on social media, and I'm sure if it's made rounds around the sporting world, ESPN, NBC Sports, CBS Sports, you name it, something caught the eye of a lot of people. And you know what caught their eye? There was a picture someone took off of television of one of the NFL referees, officials, umpires, whatever you call them, smiling in the middle of a group of Patriots. It's in the fourth quarter, like he was celebrating with them. People pointed this out, and pretty much this has caused, I guess you could say, caused alarm to a lot of people that watch the playoffs, that watch the NFL. This picture alone, and you can look it up on Twitter, and it's probably made rounds on social media, you can probably Google it, you name it. But this picture pretty much shows what looks like one of the officials celebrating with the Patriots as if he's on the take, as if he's smiling at the fact that, yeah, I just helped you guys, yeah, I got you guys there, yeah, you guys are going to go all the way because we're going to make sure of it. And you know what's funny? Looking at that myself, I can definitely tell you that if that is evidential, if that is evidence of what I saw, if that is just any kind of evidence that's needed, now that pretty much shows you that what a lot of fans are saying could be freaking true. I mean, a guy here on YouTube pretty much has a channel dedicated to showing you how the NFL is rigged at times, how NFL games are rigged at times to go in the favor of something else. And you know what? That picture that's made the rounds on Twitter, social media, it pretty much, I think, is enough evidence. Well, maybe not enough evidence, but it's pretty much strong enough evidence, in my opinion, to show that something is up. It's like, come on, honestly, the Patriots are good. Don't get me wrong, they're a good team, they're a great team. But even in reality, we should know that something is up, especially when the other piece of evidence that I pointed out in the past, even when the other piece of evidence that I pointed out in the past comes to fruition. You see, I mentioned this in one of my videos a couple weeks ago. One of the things that I mentioned was, whenever the announcers, the commentators, the play-by-play guys start talking up a certain team during a playoff, then that team pretty much is a lock to win. That's pretty much what it is. They are pretty much a lock to win. And when I started hearing Troy Aikman and his Jim Nantz, I believe, talking up the Patriots and getting excited about, okay, here's where Brady could shine, here's where the Patriots shine when they need to the most. That pretty much told me right there, well, Patriots are going to win. No need to watch the rest, but I did, because I'm thinking maybe I'll be proven wrong. But nope. Anytime they talk them up, you should know by now that team's going to win, unless they try to basically, unless we get surprised, and unless they figure out a way around it. You all pretty much know that that team's going to win. Like when Philadelphia got talked up, I'm assuming during the NFC Championship, you pretty much knew, blowout or not, legit or not, they were going to win. And they did. I don't know how many times I have to say this, but when are people going to get it through their minds that even though the NFL is a real sport, that the games are real and they count, that in reality, behind the scenes, despite all the realism, it's still like, let's say, WWE. It's still sports entertainment. In other words, the games may be real and the results during the regular season may be real, but when it comes to playoff time, it's pretty much, okay, here's the script. Here, officials, here's the script. Make sure these two teams get in, and then we end it with this. That's pretty much what it is. And I know some people don't want to believe that, but that's the truth. It is the truth, and we all know that. The fact of the matter is, this has to stop. This has to come to an end. This has to stop. And if it doesn't stop, sooner or later, people are going to not want to watch the NFL anymore. You know, a lot of people get sick and tired of watching wrestling, especially World Wrestling Entertainment, WWE, if you will. They're getting sick and tired of watching it because it's the same people being pushed down their throats or shoved in their faces every week. They got sick and tired of watching it because it's almost a rehashing of the same old storylines they've had before. They're getting sick and tired of it because it's always the same people on top. From John Cena to Roman Reigns to Randy Orton, you name it. They're getting sick and tired of it. The only time they ever tune in and watch is when people they know that in reality or fictional or whatever are on top, and that they're the kind that deserve to be on top. And true, that might be a case of hardcore fans saying, yeah, we're not going to watch anymore unless this person's the champion and this person's focused on. We get that. I get that. I totally understand that. And it's the same way with football. Or it's going to go that way. People are pretty much going to get sick and tired of watching the NFL because it seems no matter what season it is, what year it is, it seems it's the same team over and over and over again. And in reality, everybody knows that as you get older, or you're playing a sport, or you're part of some kind of activity, there is no way whatsoever that you can continuously play at the level people praise you at. And Tom Brady is 40 years old. He's going to be 41 in the upcoming season should he stay on and be an active player. That you truly believe if he gets closer to 41, the closer he gets to 50, that he's still going to be able to play at the level he can? No. And he knows that. And he knows that. And the fact of the matter is, like I said, he should know, probably better than anybody, that what happened yesterday was a farce. It was pathetic. And look, I'm not going to discredit New England for being able to come back legitimately. I'm not going to do that. But I think they know, and Brady knows, that what happened during that game, especially with those calls, were complete BS. I mean, again, I'm not discrediting them. I'm sure even without those calls, there's probably no doubt in my mind the Patriots probably would have been able to make it. Or would have came back in true fashion, or in the legendary fashion as they're known for. But come on. Seriously. I think a lot of those players, from Brady, Lewis, Harrison, they all know that the calls that were made in their favor were complete BS. And you know what's even more damning evidence when it comes to a situation like this? Is it just me? Or is the NFL commissioner close friends with the Patriots owner and Bill Belichick, the Patriots coach? Because if he is, and that's maybe good friends with Tom Brady, then maybe the Patriots aren't the ones to blame for games like that being rigged. Maybe it's the freaking commissioner because he's friends with the freaking owner of the Patriots. And if that's the case, then that pretty much is wrong. You cannot show favoritism because of your close friendship with somebody. You can't say, well, Kraft, we're good friends, and while I'm in power, I'm going to make sure you're in the Super Bowl, you win all the time, because I'm going to make sure you're the greatest of all time. If that's the case, then something needs to happen. Something needs to occur. Something needs to happen, because I think a lot of fans on social media are pretty much saying the same thing and all agreeing and saying the same thing over and over. And I saw this on Twitter. Social media. Fans are pretty much saying the same thing. Enough's enough of the Patriots in the Super Bowl. Enough's enough. We get it. We get it. Tom Brady's the greatest of all time. Patriots are the greatest team of all time. We get it. Enough's enough. A lot of fans are feeling that way, and they're getting sick and tired of singing the same old song over and over and over. And like I said, if the photographic evidence is going to make rounds, has made rounds in social media, if not everywhere, isn't enough evidence of a referee smiling and celebrating with the freaking Patriots, I don't know what is. Now, I know some people will say, oh, well, maybe he was caught up in the moment. Maybe it was after a touchdown. And maybe he was just caught up in the moment. Da 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 da. And maybe people, fans that are angry at the Patriots winning and come back and winning, they're just using that as an excuse. Da 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 da. Really? We're talking about the Patriots that have pretty much been accused of things like Deflategate and cheating sometimes to get what they want. Those same Patriots, with all due respect, whose quarterback for a while was in a controversial firestorm. Those same Patriots. You're telling me that people are just using that photographic evidence, that moment on television that people caught, as an excuse because the Patriots won. Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're saying? Because if that's what you're saying, then okay, fine, you're entitled to your opinion. But I think after everything that has gone down the past several years and seasons, when something like that pops up on social media, and you know for a fact that Twitter's going to have a field day with this, and Google's going to have a field day with this, and CBS Sports, and ESPN, and NBC Sports are going to have a field day with this, and pretty much people like Stephen A. Smith on First Take is going to have a field day with this. If you're telling me right now that that's not, in a sense, the icing on the cake to the controversy that follows every time something like this happens, I don't know what is. I can tell you this: the moment the Patriots walk in to US Bank Stadium, they are going to get booed right out of that freaking arena, or right out of that freaking stadium, the moment they step foot. Why do you think the commissioner of the NFL gets booed? Because it's pretty much evidential to every single fan, even Patriots fans, that he's on the take. That he is, because of his close friendship with Kraft and Belichick and maybe even Brady, that guy is pretty much on the take and he needs to go. And you know what? I'm pretty sure a lot of fans are happy that he announced very soon, within the next 2 years or year, he's going to be stepping down. And you know what? I'm sure a lot of fans are like, it can't happen any sooner. Because as soon as he steps down and whoever takes his place steps up, hopefully that'll fix things so we don't have to deal with this kind of crap anymore. And you know what? Maybe the new commissioner that takes his place will call him out on his BS. Maybe the new commissioner will come out and say, hey, look, I know what will happen with you. I know what happened while this guy was in charge. I know that he made sure all the games that the Patriots win was rigged and in their favor. Well, guess what? As your new commissioner, I'm going to make sure everything is fair and everybody has a shot. And you know what? You can't blame fans for hoping that's what happens. That this new commissioner that comes in makes sure things, that the slate is wiped clean, and that maybe even in their opinion, hopefully, he might do some investigation as to why certain things happen while the Patriots, well, the current commissioner was in power, and why the Patriots always seem to be on the verge of being world champions every year. Heck, some people even joke around, oh, you might as well just hand the Super Bowl trophy to the Patriots right now. Even, you know, some people even joke saying, you know what, you might as well just hand the Vince Lombardi trophy over to the Patriots at the beginning of the season, because we pretty much know the result. You know, we pretty much know what's going to happen. And you can't blame people for feeling that way. But again, all I can say is this. The Patriots, the moment they walk out, the moment Brady walks out, they're going to get booed right out of that stadium. And the Phillies are going to be the favorite of not just Minnesota, but all of the country. All of the country. Because you know what? I think someone showed photographic evidence in a map, kind of showed some mappable evidence. That not only does the entire country feel for what happened to the Jaguars, but this entire country is going to get behind Philadelphia, and they're going to hope Philadelphia wipes the floor with the Patriots and thus shuts them the hell up once and for all, and shows them that you shouldn't be here and that you didn't really earn your way. But we'll have to wait and see. But I can tell you this, that one photograph that's making rounds on social media of that referee celebrating with celebrating in what looks like a group huddle with the Patriots, and that smile on his face, pretty much that's enough evidence, in my opinion, when it makes rounds, for more investigations to take place. And if the NFL doesn't start to investigate, and if the current commissioner doesn't investigate to try to, I don't know, allow himself to go out on good terms, then pretty much we know that next season history is going to repeat itself all over again. So, and that what some people have said is true, that if nothing is done, you pretty much might as well give the Super Bowl 53 trophy to the Patriots, because history is just going to repeat itself. So, let me know what you guys think down below. Comment if you like. I got to go in and get me some lunch before 1:45. Right now it is 1:20. Let me know what you guys think down below. Comment if you like. I'm out. And thank you all for watching live. And thank you all for watching post live after it's been uploaded.